2 or 3 hours before Shadowfist goes to print, right? I'm at Daniel Gellin's living room, and one of the editors is there. I think everyone comes by. So Shadowfist is there's a no, actually no. Shadowfist, there's a game all laid out. It's on the computer. Everyone's checked it. We play tested it for a year. Okay. Everybody's triple, double, and triple checked it. We're going to go to print. Now Jose has his final look. I go through the cards, right? Yep, everything's right. Everybody leaves. Everybody leaves. And it's just me and Daniel, right? And I go to Daniel. It's not right. He goes, what do you mean it's not right? We got to change the cards. And you can't change the cards. You can't. You know, you physically we just can't do it because we have a deadline. We're going to print, and then there's a convention. We've got time with the printer booked. It's going. We're going to print in a few hours. You can't change the topography of the cards. You can't change the text. I mean, maybe you could with modern computers, but this is a 1995 Mac, right? I said, we have to find a way. 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 And I mean, this is the reason why Shadowfist was designed by committee. The game that we had on that screen was not the game I wanted. It was the game that the committee approved of. The committee wanted characters to be safe. They wanted events to be coasters, right? You had to find a tricky combo to make an event work. But essentially, the idea was like in the action movies, they don't get killed by random events. They only get killed by other big villains. So it's character on character combat with feng shui sides. It's like top trumps, but just better. And then you've got some funky effects that might influence character combat. But events can't decide anything. States can't decide anything. They just modify what characters can do. Uh, so I said, we got to do something. We got to do something, Daniel. So Daniel says, see me and Daniel said, Jose, I'll tell you what. You can change a number in the sidebar, either a fighting score or a play cost. You can't change anything else. You can't move a faction symbol. You can't change card text, but you can change one of those two numbers. I said, let's do it. Right. So I started making some minor tweaks. I couldn't really. This is a big moment. I actually thought about this last night. I started bawling my eyes out. Final brawl comes on the screen. Right. This is it. This is the moment Shadowfist was born. It happened in these next 5 minutes. That's how it happened. Didn't happen in a committee, right? The committee wanted Final Brawl to cost 3 power. Okay? I fought with them for 6 months. Massive rows. Colossal rows. They agreed to drop it to 2. Right? And those are ugly fights. but I knew it was wrong. And here's the thing: I realized the committee, they're not in the room. I'm taking the game to the printer. They can't stop me. Nobody can stop me. It's my company, anyways, right? I just needed to give myself permission to create the game I wanted, right? It's my company, it's my game, but I was deferring to a committee because I was afraid. That's what it was. The committee aren't bad. I always had the power, right? I always had the power, but I was scared, right? I go to Daniel, change it to 0. And Daniel, he freaked. He jumped out of his seat, right? And he goes, whoa, whoa, Jose. And he says, no, this has been play tested. You can't, blah, 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 blah. I said, Daniel, you have to trust me. Final brawl needs to be 0. And he was like, he changed it to 0. And the thing is, now that's a precedent. We only have 2 hours. Final brawl is 0. So we're going through and recosting on that power curve. So that's where Shadowfist is born. Final brawl becomes 0. Final brawl is the heart of Shadowfist. It is the heart of Shadowfist. It is the absolute heart of Shadowfist. That was when Shadowfist was born. But we didn't have enough time. We're going to print in like what, just about 2 hours? Okay, just keep going, keep going. So foundation characters can't save them. 3 cost, 4 cost. People think there's this weird dichotomy in the original set. And they think there's why are these cards coasters? I have a different reaction when I see those cards. They're not coasters. People don't understand this. They're not coasters. They were fantastic cards in the other game. They're not Shadowfist cards. They were great in the other game. And actually, when I see those cards, I feel like this warm feeling. They're the only bit. They're like living relics. They're remnants of the previous game. There's actually no trace of the original game, the progenitor game. There's no copy of that game in existence. But there's like these millions of these little cards all over the world, right? That are like junk DNA in another game, in another card set, you know? There's no copy of that. But we didn't have time, and we can only change a play cost or a fighting score, and we don't have time to do all of them. So if it's too complicated, no, so we're just going through the sheets, and we didn't have time to do them all. And some cards are too subtle, and it was also too granular. I thought the drop from 2, I knew that the drop from 2 cost in prison to 1 cost in prison was too much. But it's either 2 or 1. There's nothing in between. In prison cost 2 or it costs 1. What do you do? 1. I'll fix it later in the next set. I'll fix it in Netherworld, maybe. And in order for my plan to work, I told Daniel, keep it a secret. Because if the committee finds out, they'll revert to backup. They got a backup, right? And they're going to gang up on me and they're going to stop me. So I take Shadowfist to Carlsbad, I actually fly into San Diego, Jason. I fly into San Diego, and then I think it's San Diego. Then I go to Carlsbad. Is that right? Am I? Is
Yeah, like
Carl?
40, that's like 45 minutes north of
Yeah.
here.
And I'm in upper deck, and this game is printing out. Shadowfist is printing out. I've never played this game. This thing is, I'm the only one going to the printer. Though I think I said it that way. No, don't worry, I'll go alone or whatever. Right? Nobody at the company knows I'm doing this. Nobody knows I'm doing this. And I almost got kicked out of the hotel because I ran out of money. I had to borrow money from the printer salesman so that I wouldn't wind up sleeping in the street. But we finished the print run, back to Seattle. We got this brand new office, no furniture. First boxes of Shadowfist arrive in the office. And it's me, Rob Heinsu, and my sister. And Rob Heinsu's like, "Oh, aren't you going to open it up?" And I was like, you go first. And I don't know, I don't know, it was a weird moment. It's like, okay. He took a starter deck and he went into his office, right? And I don't know why he wanted to go. I don't know why he wanted to open it in private, but he did. And so I stood outside of his office in the reception area, not looking in, right? So he's opening these cards. He can't see me. I can't see him. And he comes out and he's got the deck and he's got these cards and he looks at me and he says this, "Jose, what did you do?" And he's wild-eyed. And I told him what I did. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, I'll never forget it. He said, "We haven't play tested this." And I said, "Well, we could play test it right now." Or I didn't say play, we can now, right? So we went into my office. And this is a beautiful full circle moment because there's no furniture. We had to play on the carpet. And actually, the first version of the old game, we played on the carpet. Me and Robin had to play on the carpet in my mom's dining room because she forbade us from playing this crazy new game on her dining room table. So we actually had to play on the carpet of my mother's dining room. That was the first version of the previous game. The first game of Shadowfist was played on the carpet in this office in Seattle. We're playing this game, and Robin's like, "This is Rob, not Robin, this is Rob Heinze." Robin was in Toronto. He goes, "Oh, this is a completely different game." And we're like, "Yeah, that's fucking cool. It's fucking cool, man. Fucking cool game, man." So I guess maybe the reason why I'm saying this, I wanted to get the story up, is people. I think the reason why I felt it was important to say this, A, it was the fact that it's kind of like an unknown thing. It becomes a barrier when I'm talking to other people because some people think um, Shadowfist was created by a committee and that I'm co-opting the committee that created Shadowfist and that I'm an asshole for trying to. Shadowfist was not born of a committee. It never was. And and I don't want to be like people who have communal group projects. I have nothing against that.